Okay, welcome back. We're going to start working on Lab 5 now. Lab 5 is going to be working with tables. It says this lab will use population census for U.S. states stored in usstates.zip. That shapefile contains boundaries for states of the United States and D50 states and the District of Columbia. Attribute fields include estimated 2017 population, 2010 U.S. Census demographic information. Great. We're going to go ahead and download this. Here it is. Let's go ahead and put this in a folder. We're going to cut it. We're going to put it in our ArcGIS folder, GIS 3500. This is Lab 5. Lab 5. We'll call this data. And this is where we're going to store our data. We're going to go ahead and paste it there. Unzip. Extract. There it is. We'll take a look inside there. And we see a shapefile for USA states. Great. Okay, so if you don't already have ArcMap open, go ahead and open it. I have it open right here. Go ahead and open a blank template if you haven't done that yet. Just click on this, blank map. There you go. So we'll get into the instruction for Lab 5. Says this lab will introduce you to some of the common tasks done on tables, including formatting, editing, querying, using the field calculator, and field statistics functions. Just basically a good thing to say we're going to start doing some calculations in your attribute table. So we go over the data again. We just went over that. We're going to change the appearance of the table. So we're going to add USA underscore state to ArcMap. All right, we know how to do that. Navigate to our folder. I don't want Lab 4. Here we go. I want Lab 5. Data, USA states. Add. There we go, there it is. Okay, so there's our USA states. Okay, so from there we're going to take a look at the attribute table. So we're going to right click, open attribute table, got it down here. Use the scroll bar on to scroll to the right of the table. I can't see it on my, actually my screen is big enough to where I don't need to scroll over, but if you need to, go ahead. And we're going to look at population 2017. It's way down here on the end. It says we're going to change the order of the fields in the table. Open the properties dialog box. Scroll down to here. Okay, there we go. We're going to open the properties dialog box of USA states. So we'll double click on that. We'll go to the fields tab right here. Click on the fields tab. Notice that 2017, or population 2017 is near the bottom. It says move population 17 to the top using these, by selecting the field and using the up arrow. Do this, and we'll just click it. Can I do this? Yeah, we'll just hit that right arrow, move to top. There we go. So it's up to the top now. Then it says rearrange as follows. FID should be first. We're going to take it, we're going to put population 2017 under this right here. So we're going to hit the down arrow until it shows up underneath population 2010. Easy stuff. And click OK. You can see that population 2017 is now over here instead of way over here on the end. All right, so in the instruction I'm on number 5. I just say click OK. Next you will use the sort function to obtain information about the states with the smallest and largest population. Right click on the population 2017 field and choose sort descending. We've done this before, right? It goes from largest to smallest when we do sort descending. So quiz question 1 asks which state has the largest population in 2017? Write down your answers because you're going to put it on the quiz that follows. It's pretty obvious which one that is. I'm not going to answer that question for you. Okay, now it says to, on number 13, it says to use the sort function on the square mile field. That's this over here on the end. So we use the sort function. We'll sort by descending. And we run into quiz question 2. Which state has the largest area size? Pretty obvious. Not going to answer that for you. Nothing complicated about that. Okay, so now we're going to learn about attribute queries on tables. There's 2 ways of creating an attribute query on a table. If the table isn't open, you can use selection. We select by attributes, so we go to selection, select by attributes from the menu, and then from there we'll select the layer that we're working with. I'm going to close this real quick and we'll go to the second part here, instruction here. What are you doing? Yeah. Okay. If the table is open, that means the layer is already selected. And so you can select by attributes by going right here. I think this is it. And you can select by attributes in the option icon. Select by attributes, look at that. Or you could do it by clicking on this thing right here and going to select by attributes. It instantly tells you don't have to enter a field here because this is the field that you're working, or I'm sorry, not a field, but a layer. You don't have to specify the layer. You've already got it right here. If you were to use select by attributes this way, you would have to choose the layer here, right? We've only got one layer here, but if you had many layers, you would have to choose a layer. So we're going to go ahead and do it this way. We're going to use select by attributes. In the instruction, I'm on simple query. It should be page 4, the very bottom of page 4. Next, you will use the select by attributes function to select states with the 2010 population greater than 10 million. So it says with the attribute table still open, go ahead and close this. Click the Table Options button, drop-down menu, and select by attributes. Okay. We'll do it this way. In the fields list, we're going to scroll to, we're worried about population 2010, right? So that's what we're going to scroll down to. We're going to select that field. That's this one here. You're going to double-click it, and it's going to add right here. Right there. Then we're going to click the larger than or greater than symbol here. It populates it right there. And then we're going to enter 10 million. 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. That's how I type my millions into the box. So it says your query expression is displayed in the expression box. This is the expression box. In the lower portion of the dialog box. Great. So we have this is SQL right here. When you apply the query, ArcMap searches for the attribute table for records that have a value in the population 2010 field that's larger than 10 million. That's on number 3 of, what is that, page, I think that's page 5, right. So we're going to hit apply, and it selects 7 states. You can see that this is 7 states right here. 7 states that have a population larger than 10 million. They also get selected on the map. And then we go on to page 6, number 4. It says next let's select states that belong to Pacific region. In the fields list, we're going to go ahead and delete all this stuff here. In the fields list, we're going to scroll to subregion. It's right here. We'll double click that. We'll hit the equal sign. So subregion equals. And then we're going to hit get unique values. And this is going to pop up all of the unique values that fall within that subregion field. And we can see that there are several here. And we want only the Pacific one, remember? So we're going to double click Pacific, and it populates that right there. Don't try to type this in if you don't have to. It's always best to use what's already listed for you first instead of typing it by hand, because it prevents errors. Okay. So we've done all that, and the next quiz question says, quiz 3. How many states are in the Pacific region? You'll click apply on this, and then you'll see how many states are in the Pacific region. Pretty easy. Okay. Next we are on page 7 for compounded query. So we're going to use and or in our SQL statements. It says next you will work on selecting states with the 2010 population greater than 10 million and fall in Pacific region. Okay? So you're going to think about this a little bit, right? We're going to go ahead and delete that. If we reread this, it says states with a 2010 population greater than 10 million and fall in Pacific region. So we want Pacific states with a population greater than 10 million. And so we've got two fields that have that data for us, and we're going to write a SQL statement that works on that. Okay, so we're basically going to combine the two previous SQL statements that we made into one. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit population 2010. We said it's greater than 10 million. It's 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. And, so we've got the and operator right here. We'll hit and then sub-region, they're going to be Pacific states, right? So we're going to hit equals, and then instead of typing Pacific, we're just going to double-click Pacific like that. Okay, so this is going to turn up, like I said, states in the Pacific region that have populations greater than 10 million. We'll hit apply. We see that it's only one, and we can see down here there's only one feature selected out of 51. So that means there's only one state in the Pacific region with a population greater than 10 million. Okay, so quiz question 4 asks you, how many states have a 2010 population greater than 10 million in a Pacific region? I think we just answered that. Sorry about that. Okay, so quiz question 5. How many states have more female population than males and have a total population of 2017 greater than 10 million? So let's think about how to create that, right? Let's just delete all that altogether. We have males to females here, right? So if male population or female population is going to be greater than the male population. So we have male field right here. Let's say it's greater than, oh, take out that one, greater than females, right? And have a total population in 2017 greater than 10 million. So you're going to write the rest of your SQL statement right here using the population field for 2017. Make sure it's 2017, population greater than 10 million. And then you'll hit apply. You'll find out how many states, how many states apply to the SQL statement that you wrote. So I'm going to clear this out. How many states have more female population or a total population in 2017 greater than 10 million? It's basically the same thing, right? We're going to go to males greater than females, and instead of hitting and, it's going to hit or. You know, it's going to show you you're going to get a different number here because it's not and, it's not including. It's going to be one or the other. or I'm sorry, not one or the other, but it's going to include all of those. So anyway, you're going to write down those answers. So quiz question 7. Let's stay on 6 here real quick. Population 17 greater than 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's going to be your SQL statement right there. Apply. It's going to pick, males to males. Actually, I did that wrong. So you don't want to pay attention to me here. Females greater than males. Females greater than males. Apply. Okay, so it's going to pick states that have female population greater than males. I'm trying to find an outlier here in that. Give me just a second and I'll see if I can find one real quick. Well, I think you get the general idea. It's going to find states that have female populations greater than males, or population is greater than 10 million. So it's going to include both of those in your query. And so we'll move on to question 7, now that we've spent enough time on that. How many states have grown by 1 million people since 2010? And it even gives you the what you should have in the query there, so I'll go ahead and put that in here. We'll just double click that. Greater than population 2010, plus, we use this plus symbol. Where is the plus symbol? Here. 10, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's 10 million right there, and that will give you your answer. Just hit apply, that'll give you your answer. Okay, that was question 7. It says clear the selected features, close the data table. Okay, so we're going to close all this, clear that, close this attribute table. And the next bit says analyzing tabular data field calculator. Okay, so it might get a little bit loud. My wife just got home, so I'm still trying to record some of this stuff. So if there's noise in the background, I apologize. Anyway, we'll keep going on here. So it says we're going to move on to analyzing tabular data field calculator. As a final exercise, you will explore the percentage of children under 5 years old by state. We're going to go down now. We're on page 9, number 1. Open the attribute table. We just closed it, but okay. We'll open the attribute table. From the options button, choose add field. Options, add field, and name it PCT underscore child 5. We will select float as its type, and we will click OK. For number 2, it says you will calculate the percentage of children under 5 compared to the total population of each state. So we see that percent child was calculated right here. And it says we're going to calculate percentage of children under 5 compared to the population. Okay, yeah. So we're going to right click on this field, percent child 5, and choose field calculator. And this is going to calculate things for us. Don't worry about this error. Or it's not really an error message. It's just something that pops up, reminds you, it's a warning. And so we're going to enter an expression within this code block right here. Or this isn't a code block, but it's an expression box. And here's how we're going to do this. We're going to enter. We can see that we have the age, population age under 5 right here. So we're going to double click this. And we're going to write that as a ratio of population 2017. If I can find it. Here it is. We'll double click that, and then we're going to write this as a percentage, so we need to multiply that by 100. And that should give us the percentage of children under 5 as a ratio. Well, hold on. Let me go back. That'll give us the percentage of children under 5 compared to the total population of each state. We hit OK, and we'll see that this is going to populate. There's your percentages. And it says number 3 on page 10 says sort percent child under 5 and ascending order. Ascending order. So we're going to hit sort ascending. Which state has the lowest percentage of children under 5? I'm sure you can figure that out as it is. Quiz question 9 asks, how many states have the percentage of population under 5 less than 5% and 2017 population less than 10 million? That should be pretty easy to do. Here's how we can do that. We'll select by attributes. And it says, how many states less than 5%, right? So we'll scroll down, we'll find percent child. You'll want to put that in your box right here, and you're looking for the percentage of children under 5 is less than 5%. And we're also looking for the 2017 population less than 10 million. Pretty easy to figure out. Let's go ahead and close on this. And the next part says at the bottom of, what is this, page 10? Yeah. On your own, calculate the population density in 2017. So here's kind of how we would do that. Well, it gives you that. What you want to do is you're going to create, let's go ahead and narrow that down. You're going to create a new field to hold that value. So you're going to, just basically follow what we did for percent child, but we're going to use that and call the new field, you can call it, I don't know, pop dense, something like that. It's something 10 characters or less for your field. And then use the formula given. It should be total population of 2017 divided by square miles. So you'll use that in your field calculator to populate that new field that you created. Okay, and then you'll use the values in that field to answer quiz question 10, which is which state has the lowest population density. You know how to sort by ascending, so pretty easy stuff. I'm not going to have to go over that for you. And that is lab 5. Pretty easy stuff. Not bad at all, I don't think. And as always, let us know if you have any questions. You can save this if you want. I'm going to go ahead and save it. We'll save this under lab 5 just in case I want to come back to it someday. Lab 5. There we go. Save. We're done. Like I said, let us know if you have any questions. And that is just about it.